Hey folks, Deano here again. This time taking a look at, finally, full power Freeza from the Namek saga. Yeah, finally, as per usual, Tamashii, even in the year 2024, still taking absolutely forever to send anything out with the US or Japan. Finally got this in today, so let's get it reviewed. But yeah, apart from the delays, honestly, it is a great looking figure. I do have some issues with it, as always seems to be the case these days with the official Tamashii Figuarts figures, but yeah, that's just par for the course, apparently. But yeah, really do like this figure. There's a lot of good shading on it. It actually comes with a decent amount of accessories as well. I'm just not entirely sure when I'm going to put him in my display. He might immediately go onto the sort of firing a beam effect shelf that I showed in my 3K subscribers, which if you haven't seen it, I will attempt to put a link to it. I show off my collection in that video. But yeah, thank you so much, folks, again, for helping me reach 3,000 subscribers, which may not seem like a lot to you, but it's a hell of a lot to me, and I am forever grateful for it. But yeah, let's get this guy off the turntable and take a look at the box. So yeah, box is your just typical Figuarts Dragon Ball packaging at this point. We've got, for some reason, I'm not sure why, maybe because of his stolen, like, Destructo discs, because they're the only thing that's pink in this package, but yeah, for some reason the backing and like the background colours in general are pink. Full power Frieza down the side, actually English spelling. Did they always used to do that? I'm sure it used to be like the official Japanese translations, which is FREEZA, because Team 4 Star famously made fun of it, saying it's Frieza. But yeah, if you cannot tell, I am a bit hoarse today. Haven't had much sleep, so yeah, I am basically doing this off adrenaline and Red Bull, so apologies if I miss anything. So we have on the bottom, we have Tamashii Nations in Japan, made in Vietnam. This is from the Vietnam factory, so of course there's going to be QC issues with it. Not with the joints this time, but once I show you, you'll not be able to unsee it on one of the heads. So we have a nice picture of him purring up there, some images on the side, and on the back we have everything that he comes with, some more effects, and yeah, I do really like everything that he comes with. He's an excellent figure just in general, but yeah, they kind of went all out in terms of what he actually comes with, so yeah, quite pleased with that. And yeah, was this a P Bandai exclusive? I believe so. Yeah, I think that's the P Bandai logo. But yeah, I just don't understand why in this day and age Tamashii or Bandai still can't do global releases. Like, at this point, no one's under any illusion. These are being mass produced. Like, there's no way we'd have as many QC issues as we do, like, if they weren't. They're not mass produced to the level that, say, Hasbro does. But yeah, I just don't understand it. Like, apparently Tamashii Nation's Europe store is closing for the entirety of 2025 purely because they only deliver to France. Like, why? I'd probably be using that website if it delivered to the UK. I don't get why they don't just do global shipping and like immediate releases everywhere. Like, don't make them in batches. Tamashii. Just make them all at once. You'd solve a lot of issues in one go. But yeah, that's me ranting. Let's get the box out of here and take a look at his accessories. So, in terms of accessories, we will get the main thing out of the way first, which is his Death Saucers, or copyright infringing Kienzans. I'm not entirely sure Krillin would be able to sue him though, without Frieza outright just doing him in. But yeah, these are really nice. They are the exact same mould as the Krillin 3.0's version. If I bring it in here, they are identical. They've just used the same mould. Main difference, however, is that while this one's peg is basically glued in there, Frieza's actually do come out. It's a bit tough to do. Give me 2 seconds and I'll quickly do that off camera. There we go. Turns out simply putting his hand, like the peg into his hand, was enough to pop that out. Which, of course, means that, in this case, you can pop it onto a stand and have him throw it, which is very handy. I really wish the Krillin was able to do that, to be completely honest with you. Obviously, this is not a Tamashii Nation stand, but it is the same 3mm peg. So, yeah, it will still work, and it will look a lot better if you do that. But yeah, actually quite impressive that you not only can do that, but you also get 2 of them, and that obviously pegs in like so. That will probably, yeah, I'm not getting that back out. Come on. There we go. Yeah, that was a bit tight. Obviously, there are pluses and minuses to having that come out. But yeah, I do really like what they did with it. Like I said before, I'd really wish Krillin's done the same. But hey-oh. Still nice all the same. In terms of heads, he comes with the one that's on him in the box, the smirking face, which is the one I will probably have him displayed with, although unfortunately it's also the one I have a defect with. Yeah, if you can see right there, this entire front section of his purple in the forehead is flattened. Yeah, I think this was literally rushed into the box before the paint had dried, and unfortunately the paint has obviously smushed up against the clamshell. But yeah, very disappointing. You can just about make out the line where it should be curved, but it's not, it's flat. Very disappointing, but other than that, the face itself is really nice. Looks really nice. He comes with 3 other heads on top of that. So you have this sort of angry, teeth-gritted face, calling Goku a dirty monkey. But yeah, all of these faces are really nice. They have the cat scratches, which I wish they would do a sort of wash on them so you can actually see that they're scratches and not just indents in the plastic. And we have another teeth-gritted face, which this time is him powering up or attacking, that sort of thing. Again, looks really nice. The eyes are more uniform this time. So yeah, really like that. And finally, we have You Will Die by My Hand, which is, yeah, him screaming. It could also double as like getting hit, sort of thing, if you turn the head, that sort of thing. But yeah, it's supposed to be him yelling angrily. But yeah, the more I look at this one, the more he looks terrified. I can't unsee that. in terms of hands, he comes with a pair of fists that are on him in the package, a pair of splayed open Ki Blast hands, pair of Big Bang Attack style Ki Blast hands, which I believe he uses in this way, like so. Obviously, I remember that from Dokkan Battle, not so much the Namek saga, but yeah, that shows how long it's been since I've watched. And we have a pair of grippy style hands, a pair of splayed open Ki Blast hands, but with holes in them for the Destructo discs. I know they're called Death Saucers, but Destructo disc is, it's a pink Destructo disc, right? But yeah, I don't actually think these are the exact same hands, actually. Let's see. No, they aren't. The standard splayed open ones have a sort of curve to them, whereas these ones are more straight on. So yeah, they are different hands. I stand corrected. And finally, we have a pair of feet, which, I'll be honest, this is the first time I have seen a Figuarts sort of copy the unevenness of Frieza's feet. The only place I've ever seen that, like, all the time is Dokkan Battle, whereas usually in media and stuff, his feet are uniform. But yeah, you can see that's almost like a thumb, and then you've got the two normal sort of toes or feet. It's quite funny to think that even though Frieza is constantly calling the Saiyans monkeys and stuff, he's the one with posable feet, like, which is very indicative of monkeys and apes. So yeah, still nice to be included, even though they're not entirely necessary. You can have them hovering in the air without them. But yeah, and finally we get a bonus face for Goku, which is him getting socked in the jaw. These are not, it's not quite as well done as Tonson's with Vegeta, where you can actually see the sort of wrist imprinted on him. But yeah, it looks nice. They actually bothered to tampo some damage on there. Yeah, let's quickly get this on to Goku, and we'll see what it looks like. And yeah, that looks really good. And yet again, this Goku showing his massive difference on camera for his pec colour, or his chest colour. But yeah, the face looks really good on there. I do like it. Give me 1 second and I'll bring in the bootleg head just to see if it fits on there. So 2 seconds. And yeah, the heads do in fact fit on the bootleg, with the faces do in fact fit on the bootleg head, which is very good. Means you can do things like this. But yeah, really like that. Quite happy with that. And yeah, so without further ado, let's get Frieza into the centre and take a look at the figure itself. So yeah, what to say except it's a really amazing looking figure. I know I'm probably a bit late. Again, I'm even late saying it in the video, as per usual, but if I can find any links on AliExpress to this guy, or elsewhere, I will put them down in the description. No promises though, this being a P-Bandai exclusive, chances are it's already long gone. But yeah, in terms of like the look of the figure, it's perfect. Like, I probably couldn't change anything about it, like, even if I wanted to. Probably the only thing would be the purple. Apart from the obvious defect that I've got on this head, I really do wish they would have kept the sort of pearlescent or metallic sheen of their purples. The final form Freezas always looked really, really nice with that on it. But then, if I remember correctly, the Mecha Frieza bootleg coming soon, they didn't use the metallic purple on him either. So yeah, not sure what's going on there. But hey-oh. There is actually quite a lot of shading on this guy, like impressively so. This is like old school Figuarts level of shading. Every crease and muscle has a sort of subtle blue tone to it, which is really, really nice. Let's bring the white balance up a little so we can actually see what I'm talking about. But yeah, really nice. The plastic itself almost doesn't seem like the right shade of white though. There's almost a dirty look to it, an almost creamy colour, which, I mean, it works for this version of Frieza. He was fighting Goku and getting dirtied up a lot. But yeah, kind of a weird choice of plastic. I would have just gone with bright white. The blue colour would have matched it a lot better. But yeah, still looks really nice. Cat scratches all over him. No actual visible damage though. If I didn't show them to you, you probably wouldn't see them. I still think like a quick dark wash in each of those cat scratches would make this figure stand out on your shelf even more. But yeah, I can't really complain, honestly. Like, overall, the amount of detail into this guy is superb. Even the tail, like, it's got that detail for it being cut off. Would I have liked an extra tail for it looking normal? Sure, but it's not accurate. So yeah, you would more than likely just have the figure like this. In terms of articulation and like overall balance, however, the articulation's good, but I have him on a stand for the reason. That reason being, he can't really stand up properly. The really small legs. Let's get the camera in properly. The really small legs with a really big body. Of course, he's standing every time I put him down now, proving me to be a liar. But yeah, his centre of gravity is definitely out of whack, purely because of the muscles. So yeah, bear that in mind. He probably will not stand 90% of the time, except when he's on camera. In terms of articulation, it's really good. The head is on a double barbell joint, which unfortunately for me, you're making me out to be a liar again, Freeza, come on. Every single time I have popped that head off before doing this review, that peg stayed in the head. Now it is staying in the body. Yay me, I suppose. But yeah, double barbell joint means a lot of really nice range. So he can go back that far. He can tuck his chin into his pecs, like so. Lots of side to side tilt and swivel, obviously, despite the rather large neck. The neck itself is free floating. It's almost as bad as Vegeta in that they, for some reason, Tamashii keep forgetting that to use articulation, you still need it filled in. But yeah, there is a bit of a gap around there, but nothing majorly out of whack. The shoulders, for some reason they didn't use the same method they done with Mecha Frieza. These are his shoulders, so you can see that joint only goes up to the purple part, which means he can only get up that much unless you use the shoulder, or the butterfly joint, sorry, in which case he can just about get horizontal. He can swivel. There is the new style butterfly joint, which can pop out but that much. If you pop it in though, you actually get more range across his shoulder. Doing that, which is really good, especially for the bulk of this guy. But yeah, if you want to use the butterfly joint and have it like that, then that's about as far as you get. But I would recommend taking advantage of this cut. But yeah, it's your standard 3.0 floating sort of hinge. But yeah, really like it. Bicep swivel, nice. The elbow joint can get past 90, which is decent, especially for the bulk of this guy. Ball hinge at the wrist, standard stuff so far. His chest can get really far back to the point that you can actually see into the joint. This piece is still free floating, so that can get out of the way if need be. He can crunch forward really well. If you double that up with the waist, you get even further forward and even further back. And a bit of swivel at the waist and a lot of tilt and pivot. The hips, for some strange reason, they didn't do what they did with Goku. This is, well, it's kind of soft. Yeah, I suppose, yeah, at the sides it is quite soft, so it does get out of the way. But it doesn't flex that much. That's about as much as you're getting. Although you can use the waist to get what looks like a further kick, but it isn't. Can get back about that far. It still has that really ugly sort of cap though, but it's better hidden than most. Thigh swivel, double joint at the knee, and ball hinge at the feet, which means we can get a swivel, nice pivot, and nice back and forth. So yeah, overall, like, I am really impressed. Can we? Yes, we can. That's easy enough. And that is not on a ball peg. That is on a hinge. That's surprising to know. But yeah, you can pop this guy at least partially apart. You might be able to get the bicep, but I'm not going to try it on camera. But yeah, you can basically mimic when he was cut in half on Namek. That pops off really easy. I'm quite happy with that. But yeah, guys, overall, like, if you can still get a hold of this guy, or if you've still got him coming, like, I highly recommend him. He is a really nice figure. I do like him. Some people were complaining about his bulk, but in my opinion, like, it works. There are scenes in the anime and the manga where he looks like this. And this is him just compared to, I think this was the second reissue, or the first reissue, second version of Final Form Frieza, which, I mean, it might be an old figure at this point, but it still holds up. But yeah, you can tell the difference in plastic there, and there. Full Power Frieza is showing he is not very stable. But yeah, you can tell the difference in the whites immediately. I'll be honest though, like I kind of prefer the darker tone of the final form, or the darker tone of the full power, but I much prefer the purple on final form Frieza. But yeah, overall, I really love this figure, and it wasn't that much more expensive, which again begs the question: why the hell was Namek Vegeta the price he was when they didn't put anywhere near as much effort into him as they did Frieza? But yeah, guys, let me know what you think down in the comments. Leave a like if you enjoyed. And yeah, I'll see y'all later.